Hello, everybody. I'm Matt.
And I'm Maggie.
And we are...
Hopefully Awesome.
That's right. A positive place on the internet where we nerd out about all the geeky things we love. And today's geeky thing is...
Smallville.
I like it. So it's kind of like a mix of, like, Somebody Save Me and Smallsvilles.
Yeah, but I'm going for more of the operatic version.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like when Bugs Bunny put the hair growth on Elmer Fudd.
Yeah.
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 Or something like that.
Something.
Hey, welcome. If this is your first time watching, this is the weekly podcast from Hopefully Awesome called Going Back to Smallville, where we watch every episode of Smallville week by week, episode by episode, and review them, talk about them, all kinds of things. This is my first time watching Maggie, or I'm sorry, I've watched it multiple times. This is Maggie's first time watching. So you kind of get the best of both worlds, as Hannah Montana would put it.
Get the best of both worlds.
Think about it. Hannah Montana. Montana is a state. Kansas is a state. Smallville is in Kansas. We're going back to Smallville.
What a
You're
reach.
welcome. Hey, man.
Reach.
You know what? It was either try and find another way to get into it or just get into it, you know? And I decided to quit playing coy and just get all wet and into it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just gotta dive right in.
Sometimes you just have to have the best of both worlds.
Season 2, episode 16, entitled Fever. I got a fever, and the only cure for it is more cowbell. That's not really a cowbell. Episode 37 overall. Maggie's singing her Madonna song again, everybody. Original air date was February 18th, 2003. Again, a February sweeps episode. Probably have one more, because February only has 28 days in it. Much like the film 28 Days Later.
Or leap year.
God damn it. Well, no, 2003 is not a leap year.
I know it's not. I was just throwing that out there.
Right?
It's every 4.
Yeah, so it can be on a 3.
No.
Yeah.
That'd be impossible.
It doesn't matter. All right, so the writer was
It's impossible.
Matthew Okamura. This is his only episode of the series. Yeah. I did look up some other writing credits. Not a lot. He did write an episode of Picard. Oddly enough. Directed by Bill Garrity. Like Buddy Garrity. It's Bill Garrity.
He's done this before.
Voodoo.
He's done this before.
Yeah. His previous episode credits include Visage, which was the Whitney episode. Yep. That's it. Now, let me ask you, Maggie, would you rather I only talk about their previous episodes, or would you rather I list their entire episodography?
I'd say just previous episodes,
okay.
Unless it's like something that sticks out, like they helped run a whole,
series. Or something. Like what we had last week. Okay. Yeah, and plus I don't want to give away anything. Some of these episode titles can be a bit on the nose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, so we start off, Maggie. We are in the Kent's storm cellar. All right, you got Helen Hunt's mom and dad are down there, Sparky, and Martha's just trying to shut that door, and the door won't shut.
Daddy, the
and
dog.
The dad comes over there and he puts on the little ball. And he's like, I can't hold it, and then he gets sucked up right into the tornado.
And
Martha's like, holy hell, what's going on here? And then 30 years later, Bill Paxton shows up. He's like, I'll give you one day. One day. Because your days of sniffing in the dirt are over. I really need to watch Twister.
Yes, you do. Ever since they announced the sequel, you've been quoting it.
Listen, Twister is one of the greatest movies of all time. Okay?
No, I agree.
It has action. It has love. It has drama. It has comedy. It has music. It has tornadoes.
Great soundtrack.
It has cows flying, Maggie. And you also get a scene from The Shining in it. That's it. That's a masterpiece in my book. All right? It's a masterpiece. All right. Hey, Maggie, you know what my favorite Helen Hunt movie is? Twister! That's a Austin Powers reference. So, we're inside the Kent storm cellar. Martha is in the storm cellar burying the can of flour in which she hid the key. What?
Just how she was like, oh, I gotta
bury this
I gotta get rid of this, man.
God help us. Yes, the octagonal disc. That's right. And then Clark Neanders down there. He's like, hey, Mom, what's you up to? She's like, oh, nothing, son. Just getting some fucking peaches to make it a goddamn pie
dessert.
For my heroes over here. You know, fixing to fucking sing like they're, you know, a couple of GD
buttholes. And also, you suppressed my right to get a job, so... Dad blew it.
You know, your dad told me that we were going to take a page out. I was going to hang around for a while. And then what'd he do? Tried to fucking kill Lionel Luthor.
Yeah. Right. Had to scream at him and everything.
Now I'm here making goddamn pies again. And what's that? Y'all told me you were tired of my apple pies. So I'm in here scrounging around for some fucking peaches we canned about 7 years ago,
Mom.
Clark. Just so you can have your fucking peach pie. Can I just get a moment's peace? Can I just get a moment's peace, Clark?
Mom.
What?
I'm just telling you, I'm going to the hardware store.
No, you didn't go.
Oh, we didn't go.
Yeah.
Oh,
I thought y'all were going. And now you're here.
Sorry.
Fucking talking to me again. Mama just needs her cigs, Clark. All right?
Mom, you don't smoke.
Martha.
I'm Clark.
Get the fuck out of my face. I don't care if you have superpowers. I'm going to super kick you in your fucking balls if you don't get the hell out of my face. Go. Get on. Get.
Okay.
Clark leaves. Martha continues to bury the jar of flour, the can of flour. And then she grabs a can of peaches. And as she's digging, some green glowing dust comes up in her face. What? And then we pull Osmosis Jones and see these dust particles.
It wasn't Osmosis Jones.
What was it?
It's just showing what germs can do to your body.
No. I mean, but in Osmosis Jones, that's what it was.
Yeah, but the white cell and the germs and stuff looked like people. These don't look like people.
Did the green look like people, Maggie?
No.
I rest my case. Osmosis
They
Jones.
look like spores.
Osmosis Jones. The glowing
Kryptonite
green dust.
Jones.
It's meteor rocks, Maggie. It's not kryptonite.
It's dust.
We don't know that it's from the planet Krypton, so it's called meteor rocks, Maggie. All right, so the glowing green dust spores kick up, and Martha inhales them. And we see them start attaching to stuff. You know, it's like that movie Contagion. You know, that piece of fiction where everyone got sick from a deadly virus. So now we're inside. You know, but I mean, at least in that one, everybody took the vaccine. You know what I'm saying?
No.
So we're inside the Kents. And Martha enters. She's got a couple of jars of peaches.
Got your freaking peaches for your freaking dessert for tonight.
Flipping peaches, you flipping hoe bags. And Jonathan's like, well, sink's all ready.
Look at there.
And Clark's like, Dad, you're so great.
I could have welded that for you.
And he was like, Clark, your powers are no match for a 3/4 inch washer, my friend. And he's like,
Dad.
Where's our goddamn pie, Martha? And Martha's
I'm
like,
working on it.
Yeah, you guys want some lemonade?
Before
I fucking lose my goddamn mind.
You've been in my kitchen for hours.
Oh, no.
And you go,
whoa. I'm falling.
Slow motion.
Clark super speeds over there, catches Ma. Dad, what's wrong with Ma?
Mom.
Somebody save me. Let your warnings break right through it. Just save me, Lord.
Superman.
Superman. Superman.
Spearman.
No, we don't need to do that. All right, so now we rejoin the episode back at the Smallville hospital. Clark and Jonathan rush her into the Smallville Medical Center. Helen Brass manages her care, and they're like, hey, why can you tell me what is wrong with Martha? And they're like, we don't know. She was in the storm cellar. We don't know what's going on. She's like, oh my gosh. Well, it looks like Martha has inhaled some sort of toxin, but we're waiting on test results to determine what kind and how to treat it. And Jonathan's like, God damn it. If only she had been somewhere else instead of this farm, she never would have got sick.
Oh, man.
How ironic. The one place I wanted her to never leave is the place that would kill her. It's almost like I shouldn't be a toxic man.
Yeah, you shouldn't be suppressing mom, dad.
Surely I will not force her to stay at the farm for the rest of the series. Surely not.
Yeah, you will.
All right. So
that's where we live.
Jonathan's like, listen, Clark, I'm worried about your mom. And Clark's like, I am too, Dad. Mm-hmm. And he's like, listen, she wouldn't want us both sitting here like bumps on a log. Clark's like, well, I'm not going anywhere. He's like, Clark, your mom had many errands she needed to run. Mm-hmm. You need to go take care of that.
I want to stay here.
Get the fuck over it. All right, she's my fucking wife, Clark.
She's my mom.
No, she's not. You're adopted.
Jonathan,
you piece of shit.
Quit rubbing it in my face, Dad.
Listen, Clark.
You're the piece of crap.
You know how much this food drive meant to your mom.
Yeah.
So you need to go take care of it for her.
Oh, that means I get to see Lana.
Clark's like, fine. But after I'm done, I'm coming back here, and you can't stop me, Dad. You can't keep me from loving my mom. And Lana, Jonathan's like, fucking A, I guess you're right. God damn it. You're just like
Screw
your old
you,
man.
Dad.
You're just like your old man.
You're not my real dad.
So now we go to the Talon. Clark brings the donations in inside a well-packaged Gateway computer box.
And he's depressed.
This is like, so just so we're clear, February sweeps is how they can make sure, like, if they get more ratings, they can charge for more for advertisements until the next sweeps, which is in May. So not only are they trying to do episodes that'll get more viewers, usually with lots of drama, but they're also now including product placement. There are 3 very specific product placements in this episode. So see if you can pick them out as we go.
Okay, Gateway.
Obviously, number 1 is Gateway. So Clark brings in the food donations, and he tells his friends about his mom. Pete, Chloe, and Lana are very sympathetic and concerned, but Clark doesn't really want to talk about it. Chloe starts asking Clark, well, what are they going to do? Are they going to find out where this support come from? Isn't there something they can do?
Chloe, stop being... is this an interview right now? Go. Really?
And she's like, I'm sorry, Clark. And he's like, I know. I'm just worried about my mom.
Yeah.
God.
You don't have a mom.
You wouldn't understand, Chloe. You don't have a mom. Damn. Clark's just fucking hardcore in this episode.
He's very worried about Martha.
And Clark gets angry and leaves abruptly to return to the hospital. Back at the hospital, Dr. Brass is talking to Jonathan and says, we've got Martha stabilized. Her heart rate is showing correctly. And also the baby's heart rate is showing correctly. And Jonathan's like, what did you just say? And she's like,
You didn't know about the baby?
Like, Doctor, there's got to be some mistake. Martha can't have kids. And she's like, well, I mean, the OB sent over all the stuff, and I mean, she's having a baby. Great Scott. I'm going to be a dad.
For real this time?
That's awful.
I know. I know. We need to stop.
Just so we're clear. We're not making fun of adoptions.
No, we're not.
We're making fun of Jonathan being a moron. Okay,
yes.
That's the joke here. Yeah. It's not us. It's Jonathan being
Jonathan.
An idiot.
Yes.
Our version of Jonathan.
Actual
Jonathan treats Clark like he's his blood. You know?
Yeah, and I'm under suspicion that he does his own car stunts.
He does. He absolutely does. You cannot convince me that John Schneider is not driving in every scene that he's driving in.
Can I see? Like, can I just say, does John Schneider do his own car stunts?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, no, you're wanting to Google it? No, don't do that.
Oh, man.
Nah, I mean, we'll look it up later.
Aww.
I'm telling you, he does, Maggie, because here's the way you tell. There's no cut.
Okay.
Like, you see the car do the thing, and then he opens the door and walks out. Typically, while the car's still doing the thing. And, like, that's definitely him driving. I mean, he's a Duke. Like, he absolutely is doing his own car stunts, Maggie. Absolutely. There, no doubt in my mind.
John Schneider.
We don't even we don't even have to look it up. All right? It's fact. It's fact.
Okay.
Isn't John Schneider... He's available on Cameo, I believe.
Yes, he is.
Weren't we going to get him to send in something about screaming horses?
Or somehow tricking him into saying, going back to school.
Just to use that? Like, but cut it. So that
It'd be like, John, would you ever be willing to go back to school?
Oh, my God. That'd be amazing. We need to do that. But we're never going to do that. So, we're back at the hospital. And, of course, Jonathan is stunned to learn the news. Clark walks in, and Jonathan informs Clark about the baby.
I'm going to be a big brother.
You're going to be a big brother.
B for brother.
This time.
B for brother.
For real. Not like that Ryan kid that was here. That's right, everybody. Let's get depressed. All right. Pour one out for little Ryan. Don't actually pour that out. So then they wonder why Martha wouldn't tell him. Why is she keeping it from his pa?
Yeah.
And John's like, I don't know, but I know your mother. And she had to have a reason, Clark. I trust her. More than I trust you. More than I trust me.
Wow, Dad.
I trust her. Hey, he's not wrong. You know? Martha, she's solid as a rock. So Lex comes in to visit with Helen and asks her how Martha is doing. But Helen tells Lex that she can't talk about her patients with him. Lex is like, but she's family. And like, she's like
I take this part of my job very seriously.
Very seriously.
Yeah. Patient, doctor-patient confidentiality.
You can fuck right off, Lex.
Yeah, that's why we're not going to be together.
Huh? And so then Lex starts looking around and he notices that there's a letter. He opens the letter and says, oh, you've been offered a 3-year research fellowship at Johns Hopkins University. That's a really good school.
Yeah, it is.
She tells him that she hasn't decided if she's going to accept it or not, but Lex encourages her to do what's best for her. Quote, Lex, there's nothing worse than a missed opportunity. Mm-hmm. A representative from the Disease Control Agency, the DCA, Dr. Neil Moore, informs Jonathan and Clark that the toxin to which Martha was exposed to is unidentifiable and that the Kent farm must therefore be quarantined and searched. Bum, bum, bum.
Bum, bum, bum.
And then Jonathan's like, fuck, Clark, the ship.
You gotta go take care of the ship.
Clark's like, right, I got you, Pa. And Clark super speeds over, and now we're back at the Kent storm cellar. Because it's the storm cellar.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's a moo and a thunder clap. So Clark super speeds ahead of the DCA to move the ship. In the cellar, Clark is exposed to the same spores as his mother, but Clark just shrugs it off. And then Helen and Pete drive the ship away from the farm in the back of the Kent's truck. And surely no one will recognize Clark, the truck, or a giant thing in the back covered with a tarp that we're just happen to be speeding away from the farm in, you know? Surely nobody will question this. And they plan to stash it in Pete's shed next to the Betamax and old 8-track tapes or some shit, whatever he said. Whatever joke Pete tried to throw out this week. My God, everybody.
Nobody would look down there.
They plan to stash it at Pete's shed, and Clark begins to feel dizzy and drives the truck off the road into a ditch.
Clark, what are you doing?
I don't know. I've got dizzy all of a sudden. And he's like, well, man, we got to go. The cops are on the way. The DCA is on the way.
Yeah, man.
He's like, okay. And then Clark's like, well, here, let me just get it off the road real quick.
Hey, Clark. Are you playing right now? The cops are just right there, man.
I can't push it, Pete. I can't get it. And
here, like, I'll help you.
And then they both push it. So I guess Pete was strong enough to help.
I don't know.
Or did Clark's strength just come back?
I think it came back.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. He and Pete finally managed to get it out of a ditch before the DCA arrives and drives on their way to search the farm. There's a sentence in there somewhere. So they're just like standing by the truck. They're like, hey, everybody.
Hey, we're okay.
They're like, hey, isn't that kid that was at the hospital? It's fine. Just keep going. It's fine.
He's got a twin brother.
Blark.
Blark. Red Clark.
Huh?
Blark is Red Clark.
Blark. Red Clark, Maggie, actually has a name.
Clark?
We're not using it. I've had to go in and erase it from everything that we've done anytime Red Clark has appeared, because he does have a name, but we're not using it because I don't want to give away anything. So,
okay.
Yeah, but he does his name, and you'll learn his name soon enough.
No, I don't want him to come back.
Oh, Maggie, you need to just stuff that in a sack because
Red
Red Clark's he's sticking around for a while. Okay, I want to say at least through the high school years.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not so much sure about post high school how much Red Clark we get. I feel like not that much. But yeah, no, definitely in the school years, absolutely. No, he's great, man. Not like Red Clark just bouncing into town and fucking shit up.
That's why I don't like him.
Yeah, but think about it, he pushes the story forward. He's like, Lana, I'm kissing you. Chloe, I'm making out with you. And now nobody's happy. Yeah, it's Red Clark. That's what he does. And it's nice to see Clark go bad sometimes, you know. Let the man get his choice.
God, Matt. Sorry, Lou.
He's always so worried about everything, you know? And it's like, let him buy a Sea-Doo. Let him have his goddamn Sea-Doo, okay? So back at the Kens, during the search, Dr. Moore and his assistant, Dr. Trenton, finds the flower can. They question Jonathan and Clark about the octagonal disc, but they're like, I've never seen that before in my life.
I've never seen that.
And they're like, Dad, why did Mom not tell us about the octagonal disc? And Jonathan's like, listen, Clark, I don't know.
I trust your mother.
But I trust your mother more than I trust you fucking hoe bag.
Hey, I got the ship moved, Dad.
Damn it, Clark. Don't talk back to me. You may be stronger than me, but I'm still your dad.
You're not my real dad.
Fuck you, Clark. All right, so, but listen, Dad, because I'm Clark right now.
Okay, sorry.
No, you're fine. Dad, I got dizzy and lost all my strength on the way to take the ship. And John's like, well, Clark, you might have been exposed to the thing too. And Clark's like, no. It's just a glitch.
Yeah,
it's
just a glitch. Glitch in the Matrix.
Fine now. I'm fine.
Okay.
Gosh, you know me, Dad. I'm always like fucking passing out and shit, you know?
You know me, Dad. Like me. Getting dizzy, you know?
Yeah,
it could be a new power coming through.
I just needed to eat a banana. That's all I needed, you know? Get me some potassium, you know? I tried to drink a jug of milk, but realized this whole time I was actually eating bananas because I need potassium, not calcium.
Oh,
you know? Yeah. No. I didn't realize it until I watched the Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves special movie on ABC last Sunday. And then the kid, he was having low blood sugar, and then they gave him milk, and it was like, no, stupid, he needs a banana because it's potassium, not calcium. So now I eat bananas. That's Clark's new thing.
Yeah.
So everybody, there you go.
Bananas.
Clark loves bananas now. It's canon. He
made banana milk.
No milk. Turns out lactose intolerant. This whole time. Yeah, he's like, man, why does my abs of steel feel like fucking diarrhea? I thought I was gonna come up with something. Like, I thought I'd have something.
Jello?
You know? So, I mean, literally any words. And all I could think of was diarrhea. All right. So anyway, I just realized how long I've been doing that. So Jonathan's worried, and Clark's like, nah. But then the DCA orders a complete cleanup of the storm cellar. That's got to be where the toxin came from. So back at the hospital, that evening, Martha awakens, and Jonathan goes to talk to her. Martha confesses that she didn't want to tell Jonathan about the pregnancy because she thought saying it out loud would make it go away. Honestly, this is very touching and very true, I would say, for anybody that's struggled with pregnancy. especially with like miscarriages and stuff. Like, I feel like that's a very factual thing that people experience for sure. Jonathan asks how it might be possible, and Martha begins to tell him that on the night of the tornado, she felt a surge of energy from the ship go through her body. Jonathan concludes that the ship must have the power to heal, apparently. Enabling her to conceive. Martha further explains that she hid the key from Clark because she was afraid that if he learns more about his origins, he will leave Smallville. Which, if we've seen Superman the movie, we all know that is the case.
Yeah, that's the case. I mean,
that glowing stick.
Mamaw Kent, I mean, she's pretty old in that.
It's true. Grandma Kent. Yeah. No, Peemaw.
Peemaw
Kent.
Peemaw Kent.
Yeah, I mean, that is typically what happens. And again, keep in mind, at this point, Smallville is still supposedly... It's not. Like, it's not.
No.
The writers were... Or the showrunners, Algo and Miles Miller, were definitely trying to make it... in some way go into the Christopher Reeves movies, for sure. All right, so... At the Kents, Lana visits Clark at home. He tells her how worried he is about his mother. Quote, "It's weird how random memories can just pop into your head, huh? When I was in 2nd grade, I was afraid to go to school because I thought my mom would disappear while I was gone and never come back. I wouldn't even go on the bus in the morning until she promised she'd be there when I got home. Sure enough, every day, there she was when I walked in the door." Lana reassures Clark that she'll be back waiting for him at the door just soon enough. But then, suddenly, Clark gets the shivers. And she's like, "Clark, are you okay?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm..." Whoa!
Oh, God. He falls off the steps.
My God. The horror.
Yeah.
Clark tumbles down the steps at the Met Gala.
He had the pretty girl right there in front of him.
And he just completely bombs, He's like, "Stupid." But then
I'm sick.
Lana's like, Clark, no.
S for sick.
Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep. Doctor, come here. And so
Jonathan.
Technically, we go to commercial, but we come back still at the Kents, and Dr. Bross has arrived to help Clark, and she finds him on the sofa. And Jonathan's like, "Lana, thank you for your help.
We need privacy.
You go ahead and get skedaddle out of here." And Lana's like, "I understand, Mr. Kent." She looks back at Clark and then leaves. And now Dr. Bross is trying to get some blood out of Clark's veins. She starts putting
and Jonathan's like, "Doctor, you don't need to do that."
And he's like, "You can't do that.
You can't do that."
And she's like, "Why? Is it
religious reasons?"
And he's like, "No, I mean, literally, you can't do that."
What do you mean, Mr. Kent?
That's right. The needle goes straight in. Blood comes out. And he's like, "Doctor, listen. You're going to have to not look at that blood. I need you to be the only person that looks at this blood. All right? You need to be the only person that does the test. Promise me you'll do it yourself." And she's like, "Why?" And he says, "Listen, as soon as you see the blood, you'll understand why. Why I can't take Clark to the hospital."
Clark is a very, very special boy.
What's up with that little boy of his? Is that why Alex is obsessed with him?
Maybe.
Helen agrees, promising to keep his medical file confidential. At the hospital, we're in the lab, and Helen looks at Clark's blood under a microscope and is clearly surprised by what she sees. I don't know if it's just like a bunch of little like fucking S and shields like just floating around in there. I mean, it looks red.
Yeah, so that's good.
So I mean, but like, I don't know. Like, so there's something on the blood level, the cellular level.
Yeah,
that's probably way too deep. Like on the DNA level, that's different. About Clark, which is just interesting. For him to look human. I mean, I get it. I get that he has superpowers. Okay, I get that. I understand. I'm just saying. Like, it's, I don't know. Would his blood really be different? Would it just have a couple of extra chromosomes or something?
It's blue.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like, why is it red? Like, if we're going to go that far, if we're going to say his blood looks different, then like, I don't know.
It's a bunch of red S's floating around.
That is the symbol for hope.
S is for hope.
I think we just went full circle. Because I believe that was the first time you ever said it, was S is for hope.
S is for school. S is for sick. S is for hope.
Lex walks in, and he begins to inquire about the Kents. And Helen does her best to protect the privacy, but she can't hide the fact that she is working on something important. Lex begins, he says, thinking about your fucking possibilities at John Hopkins, and, it sounds like a really great school.
Yeah, it does. Great. It's great. It's great, Lex.
All right, I'm going to go get some Subway. Do you want to eat fresh?
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'll be back in 2 and 2.
Okay. All right. 4? You'll be back in 4?
2 minutes and 2 seconds.
Oh.
2 and 2.
Oh, wow.
The dating game, Maggie.
What dating game?
The guy that hosted Lingo.
Oh.
He would always say that.
Oh.
Patrick Warburton.
Oh, it's not Patrick Warburton.
All right. Back at the Kents. The next day, Chloe pulls in her new convertible Volkswagen Bug. The second product placement of the episode. And it is like, it's clearly 10-second shot of her just parking the car.
Yes.
They're
like, hey, look at how red and nice this looks.
Convertible.
In Kansas.
Don't you want to be as cool as Chloe?
No.
And she knocks on the door, and Jonathan's like, hey, what's going on, Chloe? And she's like, hey, I just wanted to check on Clark. And he's like, yeah, I mean, he's still not feeling so great.
He's good. You could go back home.
And she's like, well, I was wondering, must be worse than a door-to-door salesman. But if I could maybe sit sit with Clark for a little while. And Jonathan's like, oh, she wants that D.
Hey, hold it there. Mr. Kent. Mr. Kent.
What?
No, he's asleep.
No, I mean, I'm doing the score for the episode, Maggie.
No, there's no way.
Kent saying that was his internal monologue.
Well, I was just telling.
She's so horny.
I heard about them. God, that sounded awful. I heard about them making out in the Talon.
Yeah.
Stripping.
Anyway, I had nothing. Jonathan agrees and goes upstairs so they can be alone. Wink, wink. So Chloe sits down next to Clark, pulls out a piece of paper, and says, so yet in another classic maneuver to avoid emotional intimacy, I wrote my feelings down so that I could read them to you, thereby avoiding the embarrassing eye contact. I want to let you know. I want to let you in on a little secret, Clark.
Okay.
I am not who you think I am. In fact, my disguise is so thin, I'm surprised you haven't seen right through me. I'm the girl of your dreams masquerading as your best friend. Sometimes I want to rip off this facade like I did at the spring formal, but I can't because you'll get scared and run away again. So I decide that it's better to live with the lie than expose my true feelings. This is so much easier when you are unconscious. She begins caressing his hair and says, my dad told me there are 2 types of girls. The ones you grow out of and the ones you grow into. I really hope I'm the latter. I may not be the one you love today, but I'll let you go for now, hoping one day you'll fly back to me, because I think you're worth the wait.
Lana.
That's exactly what happens. I'll be honest, this made me kind of teary-eyed a little bit. Like, it was sweet, I don't know. As someone who has been someone's friend before and been in love with them, like, it's definitely, that's a very true thing. It's hard, and I'm not saying, listen, I'm not saying the friend zone is real. I'm not saying it's not real. I'm not saying that you should pretend to be someone's friend or anything like that. All I'm saying is that, you can be someone's friend and realize that you like them, but the time just isn't right, and that can suck. Mm-hmm. There you go. It's as simple as that. Putting yourself out there. It's hard, guys. It's hard. It's hard, ladies. When I said guys, I didn't mean guys. I meant just, the general public. Mm-hmm. It's hard, general public. Clark mutters Lana in his sleep, and Chloe leaves in tears. Later that night, Jonathan goes to leave. Clark is awake. He comes out the door wrapped up in his blankie. And he's like, Daddy, where are you going? Jonathan tells him that Martha might not make it through the night, but he can't just sit by and lose his goddamn family. He has decided to go retrieve the octagonal disc in the hope that he can activate the ship and heal Clark and Martha. And Clark's like, well, Dad, I'm good. Let's go. And he's like, Clark, no. You need to go back to bed, son. I'm going to take care of this alone. I'm going to save my family. My family.
By God.
And Clark says, but Dad, you can't do it on your own. And Jonathan says, don't tell me what I can't do. So now we go to the DCA facility. Jonathan gets his no, he's gone. Jonathan gets his steel cutters out and cuts a hole in the fence and climbs through it. And then we see him start doing some of his Red Dawn activities. You know, he's like, he looks under a truck, he barrel rolls, you know, he's crawling, he's like
hides in a truck,
thinking he's like goddamn MacGyver or some shit. He gets inside the door at the last moment and he finds the thing. He finds the octagonal disc.
Easy like that.
He's like, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Turns
Didn't
around,
need Clark.
and oh no, there's
crap.
a dude with a gun.
Get your hands on your head.
Get your hands up right now, you son of a bitch. Clear the channel.
Oh, sorry.
Clear the channel.
Get your hands up, you son of a bitch. And then he's like, oh, God. But then Clark comes in and punches him in the back of the head. He's like, I got you, Dad. And he's like, Clark, is your strength back? Because if you punch, you might have just killed the man.
I don't care, Dad. We're going to save Mom.
I'm good. He's fine.
We're going to save Mom.
Maybe the ship will heal him too, right? Let's go. So
Screw the government.
They head back to the truck, and the truck speeds off, and a high-speed chase ensues. We got the police, the DCA, and we got like the fucking military is involved. And then, you know, they got some... they're like, I ain't nowhere else they can go. They're stuck right here. We got them right here, everybody. Pull over the car.
Get out of the car now, son.
Car opens up, and out walks Pete.
Pete Ross. That's not you.
I'm sorry. What seems to be the problem, officer?
He doesn't fit the description. Then we cut over to the hospital. Woo, woo. Where Jonathan Kent is just cutting into the parking lot, halfway, like doing like a 180 on the truck, and comes out of the car while it's still moving.
He does.
And
it's him.
It makes me laugh every time.
It doesn't cut away. It's Jonathan. Like, it is 100% John Schneider.
I need to make a cut of all my favorite Jonathan Kent car times. I need to do that.
That could easily be a TikTok. We can totally do that. So Clark and Jonathan managed to get the octagonal disc and the ship outside of the hospital. Martha, meanwhile, is inside, and she is flatlining, and they are trying to do CPR and get her back to breathing and all that stuff, and it's just not working. She flatlines and then is declared dead. Time 2:17. A bright light, the key flies out of Clark's hand into the ship. A bright burst of light is emitted. The light rolls over Clark and through the entire hospital. Martha gasps for air. She's alive! She's alive! She's alive and Clark's forgiven.
It wasn't Clark's fault.
She's alive. Well, I mean, you know, he's with the meteors. I mean, isn't it Clark's fault, everybody?
It's the idiots on Krypton.
Isn't everything related to Krypton Clark's fault? I mean, he says it is.
It's not Clark's fault. It's the idiots on the planet, though.
Whitney wouldn't have died if it wasn't for Clark. All right, everything's Clark's fault. Sorry.
For Clark.
So then both Martha and Clark are cured. The next day, everyone is hanging out in Martha's little hospital room, and the Dr. Helen is like, "Oh well, hey, it looks like you made a full recovery."
Yeah.
And it looks like the little one is healthy too. The Kents are overjoyed at the news that their future new arrival is also healthy. Helen says to Martha, the important thing is that the baby's healthy, and so are you. In medical terms, it's nothing short of a miracle. Your family seems to have a stockpile of them. It'd be very important if you knew how this happened. No. If you could tell me. And John was like you said, Doc.
A miracle.
It was a miracle.
In your face.
In your fucking face, Helen.
I lied.
I don't want my son's blood becoming your fucking pillow talk.
Hey, Clark. Try to find your blood and set it on fire.
So outside the hospital, Lex is in his car and he drives up next to Dr. Trenton in his car and gives him a sack of cash. And the good doctor, gives Lex a file.
I shouldn't be doing this, Mr. Luthor. I could lose my job.
Fuck you. Give me the file. And he gives him the file with details on Martha Kent's illness. The doctor then asks, what's your interest in this? And he says, Martha, the Kents are like family, and drives away.
No, they're not.
He walks in and visits Helen in her office one more time and is like, man, I'm really glad to see the Kents are doing good. And she's like, yeah, still can't talk about it, Lex, you stupid fuck. And he's like, well, listen, Helen, I wanted to give you a going away gift. And he gives her a box. And what's that? Is he going to propose? No, it's a key. It's just a key. It's a key to the mansion. And listen, I'd like for you to move in with me because if you go to John Hopkins, it'd be me missing out on you. That would be my missed opportunity. So I want you to stay with me.
Stay
with me.
So there's no other motives behind me moving in with you.
No, I don't think so. I don't think there is. Do you think there is?
I think there is.
What do you think it is?
That he's going to try to finagle info out of her.
About Martha's illness?
Yeah.
I mean, he just bought the file. I'm not playing coy.
Okay.
I truly think it's simply because he likes her and doesn't want her to leave. Okay. Honestly, Lex can be underhanded for sure, but I don't think he'd do that. Okay. Not with her. He genuinely likes her. Okay. Like that is a genuine thing. Okay. I mean, for God's sakes, he asked for forgiveness. Like he don't give a fuck, you know? Mm-hmm. She answers Lex with a kiss. Is that a yes? Is that a no? We can only assume that it's probably a yes, more than likely. Outside the hospital, nope, sorry. We already read that part. Next, we're at the Torch office. Lana and Chloe are getting ready for the food drive at the Talon. And Chloe's like, yeah, I'm going to head on over there. The things that you need, the flyers you need or whatever, they're
at my desk.
My desk, you go ahead, you go get those. I'm going to head on out. And Lana's like, okay, cool. She goes over, and she's like, fuck, Chloe's such a slob. Let me clean up some of this trash laying here. She finds a wrinkled up piece of pink paper, just so happens to match what Chloe had been reading off of. Turns out it is what Chloe was reading off of. It's everything that she said to Clark. Lana knows it all. So now we go to the Talon food drive. And the band Stedman are playing. Yeah, and Pete is DJing, running sound.
I think he's running sound, and he's doing this.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely like not listening to real music, and definitely not the song that's playing. No. But yeah, he's just got his headphones on, and Clark, now healthy, walks in, and he's like, "Hey, Pete, thanks for your help." And he's like, "Hey, no doubt." No. And then Clark's like, "Hey, man, I really like these guys." And Pete says, "Yeah, hey, check it out." Throws him a copy of the Talon Mix. That's right, everybody. The CD we've been talking about since episode 1 has finally arrived. And I will have you know, I own this CD. Yes, I think I still own it. Well, see, I didn't get rid of it, but one time I got robbed and they stole all my CDs and my Xbox and stuff. And so, like, I don't think that was in there. But I know I have it on my phone. Like, I have the digital version of it either way. Legally, I put my copy of the Talon Mix that I bought at FYE for like $15.99, like way too much money. And then I put it in my iTunes library. So, I mean, it's legal, and it's on my phone right now.
If that's what you call legal.
Let me tell you, Talon Mix got some bangers. You know, it's got Weezer is on there.
Yeah, Weezer.
Yeah. And it's got the
Stedman.
And, of course, everybody's favorite, Ruby Zero! I love how both of those scenes not connected at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what we do. I mean, that's just us, That's how we roll. Pete gives Clark a copy of the Talon Mix, and Clark's like, hell yeah. And then he goes over to visit with Chloe, and he says, hey, I don't remember you coming over, but Dad told me you come to visit me, and I really appreciate that.
That was very sweet of you.
Yeah, and Chloe's like, oh, thanks. I gotta go. Bye. And just abruptly leaves. And then Clark is like, hey, Lana, what's up? Like, why is she acting weird? And Lana cryptically says that seeing Clark sick affected everybody, but some people are better at expressing it. Lana then looks to Clark and says that she really cares about him. And says it may not be a lot of words, may not be the best of words, but I hope you understand how much you mean to me. Then she looks over. We see Chloe
staring daggers.
She is in pain knowing that Clark is talking to the true love of his life, and she'll have to wait just a little bit longer. The triangle has returned. Boo! Ba, 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 ba. That's right, everybody. Boo. We're back. We're back. The triangle of devil. The end.
The triangle of the Illuminati.
The devil's triangle. No, stop. I don't want people to start getting recommended fucking Alex Jones videos because you said Illuminati. God damn it.
Anime.
Speaking of anime, let's hear a word from our sponsors.
This episode is brought to you by patreon.com/hopefullyawesome.
That's right. At the $5 tier, you can have access to every episode we make ad-free and have your name listed in the credits of every video. At $10, you'll be able to get access to our all-new exclusive shows right here on patreon.com/hopefullyawesome. Those include Hopefully Weekly, a weekly show where Maggie and I catch up on all the things that's happened over the past week, both in our life and in the world around us. Family Game Night, a weekly show where Maggie and I will play a variety of board games, from Blockbuster Party Game all the way to Fast and the Furious Heist Game, whatever that is.
Highway Heist.
The Hopefully Awesome movie commentary that we'll do once a month, where Maggie and I will watch one of our favorite films and then record us talking about it over it. Kind of like a mix between Mystery Science Theater 3000 and, just us goofing off and talking about nothing related to the film. And lastly, Matt plus Maggie. This is our monthly show where Maggie and I talk about our relationship. I don't think we'll be giving any advice, but hey, tune in. It'll be fun. And if you want to go above and beyond at the $25 level, not only do you get everything that we've just talked about, but you also get a verbal shout out as our Patreon producer of the entire month. All this and more.
So sign up at patreon.com/hopefullyawesome today.
All right. Thank you for that word, Matt and Maggie. We will definitely do those things that you just talked about. So it's time for our first segment, everybody. It's time for the countdown to Billy. 55 weeks.
Holy crap.
Until Billy arrives. That's right, people. Only like a little over a year.
Yeah.
A little over a year at this point.
Yeah.
Good times. This has been the
countdown to
Billy.
Bill.
Meg.
Sir.
Hey, where's your cows, Meg? You slaughter your own cows. Sweet. It's the suck zone. Speaking of the suck zone, it's time to get into the Freak of the Week.
Major Funky.
If we ever do a Twister podcast, we should call the Freak of the Week section the suck zone. There's so much wrong with that.
Yes, there is.
It's where we rank the tornadoes.
How does that work?
The Freak of the Week this week is the kryptonite spores.
Yeah.
Like how I made a big deal about you calling it kryptonite.
Yeah, I know.
Now I've got it in here as kryptonite.
You asshole.
That's what we call a fake out. Fake out! Psych! Ow. All right. So the Freak of the Week this week, kryptonite spores. Current ranking, number 1, Red Clark. Number 2, Ryan Frownyface. Number 3, Red Pete and Chloe. Number 4, Kyla. Number 5, Whitney. Number 6, Sheriff Ethan. Number 7, Stefan. Number 8, Eat Randy. Number 9, Heat Causing Horn Dog. Number 10, Bill Goldberg. Number 11, Nixon Part 2, Electric Boogaloo. Number 12, Jitters 2. Number 13, Mamma Mia. Number 14, Love Sucking Corn Dog. Number 23, Read Up the Ass, Byron. Sometimes, every once in a while, It gets me tickled, like to the point that I can't stop laughing. Like anybody just joining us, like this is the most. This is the list of the most nonsense I've ever read in my life. Like who's Eat Randy? Who's life sucking corn dog? You know what I mean? I love it. All right, Maggie, where are you feeling the kryptonite spores? I mean, let's be honest, probably the strongest. Because they took Clark down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Clark didn't save the day. The ship did.
What do you say, number 3?
The ship really hit the fan, am I right?
Ha.
Thanks. Thank you, everybody. Let's see.
See, there's problems with this.
Well, I mean, Red Pete and Chloe, like Red Pete put Clark under Red K.
Yeah.
You know? And so, like, I feel like that is more, right?
Yeah.
Than the kryptonite spores. I would say that they're both over Kyla, though.
Okay.
I would say the new number 4.
Okay.
You do it with that?
Yeah.
All right. I will remember you.
Will you remember me? Don't let your life pass you by.
We all know fantasy.
Memories.
Whatever it is.
Number 1, Red Clark. Number 2, Ron, frowny face. Number 3, Red Pete and Chloe. Number 4, Kryptonite Spores. Number 5, Kyla. Number 6, Whitney. Number 7, Sheriff Ethan. Number 8, Stefan. Number 9, Eat Randy. Number 10, Heat Causing Horn Dog. Number 11, Bill Goldberg. Number 12, Nixon Part 2, Electric Boogaloo. Number 13, Jetters 2. Number 14, Mamma Mia. Number 15, Live Sucking Corn Dog. And number 23, Byron.
Byron.
I felt like the Micro Machines dude.
Oh, yeah, from Transformers, the movie.
Yeah.
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 Sweet, sweet fantasy.
See, baby, when I close my eyes, you come in.
Everybody, go watch the good guy. What was it called? The blue shirt guy. What was it movie called?
Have a good day. Have a great.
His name was Guy.
The good guy.
It's not the new guy.
No,
that's DJ Qualls.
I said the good guy.
No, I know, but for some reason I was thinking the new guy.
Oh.
And that's definitely not what it is.
Reynolds
style. It's the good guy, right? Is it the good guy? Hold on. The blue shirt guy. The video game guy.
Free guy.
That's what it is.
Free guy. Watch it.
Go watch Free Guy. It's great.
It's fun.
All right. Some great spoilers at the end of it. Not spoilers, but there are some spoilers if you haven't seen it at the end of it. What? Are you trying to remember?
Just the way you worded that.
Like there's some spoilers in the movie. Like you don't want to be spoiled on it.
Yeah.
There's something you don't want to be spoiled on. So
okay.
Like there's spoilers in it, so you should go watch it so you're not spoiled.
Okay.
All right, let's get into No Flights, No Tides. Did they break the rule this week? Maggie!
No. Everybody's sick.
Should we do a drugs but with kryptonite? I mean, it wasn't really a drug.
No, not really.
Although most drugs are from bacteria. Spores. Or like bacterial. Chloe said maybe one day you'll fly back to me.
That's her hope. She can deal with it.
I mean, I would say Clark definitely flew down the stairs. Thank you. All right. Now it's time for DCU references, part of a bigger universe. You just don't know it yet.
You become part of a bigger universe. You just don't know it yet.
A fever is an abnormal body condition characterized by high temperature. The title, fever, refers to the sickness that Martha and Clark get after being exposed to kryptonite spores. This is, what are you doing? Are you still doing the Madonna song?
Yeah.
Okay. This is the first episode of the series to have no human or even sentient antagonist, but just a disease. There had been 2 similar episodes previously. All right. There have been 2 episodes previously, Nicodemus and Rush. In both of those episodes, though, the disease had brainwashed their victims into becoming physical antagonists to fight. The only kind of physical antagonist here comes from the members of the DCA, and even here, they're honest people, just trying to do their jobs, which involves saving lives. The only thing that makes them physical antagonists at all is the need to keep Clark's secret a secret.
Secrets
are no fun. Secrets hurt someone. Think about it. You know,
got a secret.
Benjamin Franklin, big creepy dirtbag, you know. The Talon mix that Pete made is the first Smallville soundtrack titled The Talon Mix that was released the week after this episode aired. There you go.
I bet it was like one of those episodes are like, and after tonight's episode, you could find the Smallville soundtrack in stores.
Like music from this episode featured
on Warner
on
Brothers.
Smallville The Talon Mix.
On Warner Brothers Records.
Warner Brothers Records over at FYE or Circuit City. Go to Disc Jockey. Is that one? Was that a store? Disc Jockey?
Sam Goodies.
Find it used down at Dad's CDs. The DCA doctor's name is Dr. Neil Moore. And this is probably an in-joke reference to 2 famous DC writers, Danny O'Neill and Alan Moore. It's possible. They both wrote Superman at different times, I think. I know Danny O'Neill wrote Batman. I don't know if he actually wrote like a Superman book. Yeah. I know he wrote the character Superman at some point, though. Had to. All right. This is the first time Chloe's seen driving her brand new red-orange convertible VW Beetle.
Red-orange.
It's red-orange. That's what it says. I don't know.
It's red.
It's red-orange. It's not like red. It's not as red as my can of Coke Zero here.
Hello. She's stretching.
Chloe remarks that Clark will end his perfect attendance streak, but he missed school in the episode Heat when he got his heat vision, thinking he was a danger to others.
But that was last school year.
No, it wasn't. That was this school year. Heat was
season 2. Oh, it was. Good God.
In your fucking face, Maggie. Ah! Don't hurt me.
Pinch your nipple.
Don't.
I'll pinch your nipple.
This is the first and only episode in the series in which Jonathan has the most screen time. So Martha got 1, Jonathan got 1.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's it.
Equal.
That's it.
At least it's equal. I wonder who has the most screen time overall.
Clark.
I mean, it's definitely Clark.
It's Clark and Lex.
I would say Lex, possibly, and then maybe Lana.
Then Lionel.
I mean, you might not be wrong, Maggie. Honestly, Lionel just fucking doesn't go away. Let's see. This is the first. No, Martha was blasted with energy from the ship in the season 2 premiere, Tempest. Presumably, Martha's pregnancy is the secret that Ryan James asked her about in the episode Ryan. Martha hid the key in the flower can after she found it in Lionel Luthor's office in the episode Insurgents. There you go. This is the second and the last feature. This is the second and last feature of kryptonite intoxication. The first was in the episode Duplicity, which was the episode with Jitters 2 and Pete finds the ship. Yeah. That was that episode. Those are the only episodes that this effect of kryptonite has appeared or even been mentioned. I feel like that's worded weird. However, the DCA agents did mention that the sample they found was a spore, not a mineral, indicating it was an actual piece of green kryptonite. It most likely, it wasn't an actual piece of green kryptonite. It most likely was an earthly spore that had mutated by green kryptonite radiation. This was also indicated by the appearance of the spores that were showed invading into Martha's system in the beginning of the episode. So scientifically speaking. That was stupid.
Scientifically speaking.
Pete mentions the television show The X-Files, which often explored the themes of government-sanctioned investigations and invasions of privacy, like the raid on the Kemp farm. Like Smallville, The X-Files were also filmed in Vancouver, British Columbia, for half of its run, Among other things, the two shows share a visual effects supervisor, musical composer, and numerous guest stars, including Dr. Moore. So there you go. Now it's time for everybody's favorite part. Pete, thanks for making it for us. It's the Talon Mix. Ruby Zero!
Hey, I like these guys. Yeah. Ruby Zero!
This week's episode include music. Not That Simple by Jamestown. Wave Goodbye by Stedman. That's it. For the episode that introduces the Talon Mix, they only had two songs in it. Yeah. Last week we had like a whole fucking playlist.
Hey Pete,
like Edgar Wright made the goddamn episode. You know.
Hey Pete, your Talon Mix sucks. There's only 2 songs on it, man.
So, Island. What is that Weezer song? Island something. You know. Hey, hey. Yeah. On a holiday, you can find the words to say. On an island in the sun. Is that it?
Island in the sun.
Islands in the stream. That is what we are. All right. So the Talon Mix, Maggie, just so everybody's on the same page, included the songs in the original track order. Save Me by Remy Zero. Inside Out by Von Ray. 'Cause you're turning me inside. Island in the Sun by Weezer. Superman, It's Not Easy by Five for Fighting. I can't stand to fight. Nuclear by Ryan Adams. Not to be confused with Brian Adams. Lonely Day by Phantom Planet. Phantom Planet, of course, did the theme song to the OC. Fight Test by the Flamin' Lips. Don't Dream It's Over by Sixpence None the Richer. We just heard that one. Wave Goodbye by Stedman. Heyo. I Just Want to Be Loved by AM Radio. Everybody's favorite, Everything by Lifehouse. Yeah. Time After Time by Eva Cassidy. Wherever You Will Go by The Calling. I'll go wherever you. Never Let You Go by Third Eyed Blonde. I don't know if I know that one.
I don't know.
I feel like I do, and I just don't. It's not coming to my brain right now. Maybe Tomorrow by Stereophonics. Stereophonics, I believe, also did Walkie Talkie Man. Well, I'm walking in, talking in, moving in, gripping in, hipping and hopping in, must be a man, go with that faith in it. Gotta go, be my ride and follow jacket. He's fat and he don't run too fast, but he's faster than me. My walkie-talkie man. You know that.
I know. From
the film Kicking and Screaming. Maybe, I already said that. On Your Side by Pete Yorn. And We're at the Top of the World by the Juliana Theory. There you go. That's the Talon Mix, the actual Talon Mix. Oh. Now that it's come out, we can
talk about it.
We can actually cover it, yeah. All right. Next week's episode, everybody. Season 2, episode 17. Rosetta. And I gotta say,
Rosetta Stone.
I have been waiting for this episode this whole season. All right, everybody, listen. I've been begging Maggie, can we please just get through some of these a little bit quicker? Because I need to get to this episode. Okay, I would say one of the top 3 episodes of the entire series. All right, fantastic. It's a great episode, and I can't wait for you to see it. Honestly, like I'm genuinely very excited for you to watch this episode. Like,
let's turn it off and go right now.
Oh my God. We could do it. Maggie, based solely off of the title, Rosetta, what do you think next week's episode is about?
I mean, I was saying as a joke, there's Rosetta Stone. That's a thing that taught you different languages. But
Rosetta Stone!
Are they gonna wait?
That was when Gatomon armor digivolved. That was her. Sorry.
They find out what's on the ship.
What do you mean?
Like they know what the writing says. Like Clark figures it out or something.
Oh, so you think they break the Kawachi code?
Yeah.
We'll just have to wait and find out.
I'm right. Yeah.
I just have to make this in.
I'm right.
What's great is
I'm too good at this.
What's great is even if you are correct, that's not even what's great about this episode.
Does Lana and Clark finally get together?
No.
No.
I don't think so.
Lex gets married.
Hey, man. You know, anything can happen when you're going back to Smallville. That's right, everybody. Thank you for joining us. If this was your first time hanging out with us, we hope you enjoyed the show. A review on your favorite podcast network would be fantastic. Or you can just leave a comment on the YouTube version. A like, subscribe, all those things help us appease the gods of the algorithm. Thank you. For some reason, that word just keeps leaving my brain. So that would be greatly appreciated on our behalf. However, you can also get the show ad-free and early over at patreon.com/hopefullyawesome, where you can get other exclusive content, much like our weekly board game show where we play board games together, or our monthly movie commentary track. That's right, you can do both of those. There's actually a bunch of other exclusive contents. Definitely head over there if you would like to. But if you have no bucks to toss our way, that's totally fine. Like I said, review, comment, all of those things help us grow, and we greatly appreciate it. We hope you enjoyed this episode. We will see you all back next week when we talk about Rosetta, and I can't flippin' wait. It's going to be fantastic, guys. It's going to be super. All right. That's going to wrap it up for us, everybody.
Fly, isn't he?
No. Thanks for watching, as always.
Have a hopefully awesome day.
Bye.